Attention bowlers, we are going to get started. Welcome to Academy Lanes in Haverhill, Massachusetts for another exciting Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour match. My name is Steve Kelly. It's going to be Megan Harlow versus Terry Churn Ballard today here at the lanes of Haverhill, Massachusetts. I might add the future home of Men's Worlds 2026. So it's going to be 5 strings of 14 points on offer in the Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour. We have Megan Harlow with a season record of 42-14, a division leader, challenging another division leader, Terry Ballard, today. There's Megan Harlow with a 7-drop. And then Megan Harlow will just a little bit skirt off the 10 pin, or the 10 pin gets off unscathed. With 1 to go. And it looks like we have just a bit of a jam in the ball return there. So while we're getting settled in. Anyways, yes, welcome to the Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour. Been off a little bit as of late, but because we've had Men's Worlds going on. But after a brief pause in the action, we are back here. So Megan Harlow has a season record of 42-14 with 4 matches played so far, an away record of 10-4, a home record of 32-10, season average 109.1. When she's away, she's averaging about 103.4. At home, 111. She bowls out at Boutwell's Bowling Center in Concord, New Hampshire, with a high single of 133, a high series of 597. We're still waiting on that ball return to return the bowling balls. Megan Harlow is currently first in her division, and she's currently second place overall in Class C North with 8 strikes, 49 spares, and 38 tens so far on the season with 4 matches played. 47.5% perfect box percentage, 2,182 seasonal total pins thus far this season. Megan Harlow is currently on a hot streak. With her past 4 matches, she's taken 10 points, 10 points, 10 points, and 12 points. Putting herself in great early positioning for the playoffs, even though it is still like early, just about to turn about mid-season in the Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour. She's currently first in her division of Class C North Division 4. So to give you an idea of where Megan Harlow is in terms of the grand scheme of things. And I think we are finally back up and rolling here. Let's continue, shall we? It's Megan Harlow for a 10 box on the 10 pin, and she'll take a 10 box for 10 after 1. A lot of 10s to speak of here. Worth the wait. At least it wasn't on a mark. There's something about when you get iced on a mark that's and something like that happens, that can be way more interesting. Or frustrating if you're the bowler, depending on who it is. Or what the situation is. Anyways, there's Megan Harlow popping the pocket right there. She'll take out 9 and have another chance at it with the 10 pin standing left. And this time it's on a mark. And this time we have bowling balls. So great second try with even more favorable situations here. Megan Harlow for the spare. Oh, and she'll kick the wrong side of the wood, and it will curl around the 10 pin and leave the pin unscathed. So we're back right where we were in the first box with 1 to go. And Megan Harlow will make that 2 10 boxes in a row for 20 after 2. Megan Harlow on the road averages 103.4. A little bit down from the home average of 111.0, but she's still on a really grand winning streak right now. But so is Terry Ballard, so 2 division leaders. It's going to be like, kind of like maybe a couple of years ago, be like the New England Patriots versus the Buffalo Bills. 2 division leaders battling it out. And there's a 7 drop for Megan Harlow. She'll leave the 3, the 6, and the 10. She'll fire on the 3-6-10, and she'll get the 3-6-10 for the spare. That was a great shot by Megan Harlow just now. I'm going to take a look at that shot once again on the 3-6-10. Megan Harlow throwing a perfect game so far. Look at that. Clean shot on the pocket of the 3-6. There it goes. And here we are, Megan Harlow. For the follow-up, she'll hit the pocket again. She'll take 6 out. check mark left. 4-5-2-7. 6 drop. It is not to the bucket of 5. The sleeper pin is missing. It's a left side check mark. She'll take 2, leave 2. On the 2-5, she'll take a 10 box. She's still perfect so far. 46 after 4 is Megan Harlow's score. Workshopping a new pin indicator system on your screen. Do keep an eye on it. Just kind of considering this an open beta at the moment of a map of the pins down there, in case the pin cam is in an unfavorable position or if it's just difficult to see, considering how the masking unit here in the red room of Academy Lanes is actually very low to begin with, and cameras can have trouble getting down there. So it all is contingent on me entering the pin numbers correctly, though, so do bear with me on that. Trying this out for the first time. There's Megan Harlow, though, with a 9 drop. She leaves the 3 pin. What a shot that is. Megan Harlow has been 5 for 5 on the head pin, and this will be for the spare, and she'll, just a little bit off, but still gets it. That will be a spare for Megan Harlow, as Terry Ballard tells Megan Harlow, hey, it's okay, give those pins a rest there. Beating on the pins for the spare. Look at that, playing the wood. That's Megan Harlow's opening salvo. 56 and a bonus after 5 is where Megan Harlow sits. Perfect on the head pin, 5 for 5 with 1 split, 2 spares, and a 6 fill, and another fill pending for Megan Harlow. That's what we call the opening salvo. The kind of offense that the New England Patriots also likes to start open up with. That's a 4 drop for Terry. Meanwhile, 1, 2, 3, 5, 4, 7, and Terry churn butter on the pocket. He'll shave off all but a few more on the second ball. On the 3-5. And it will turn into just the 5 pin for a 9 box for Terry Ballard. Why don't we talk about Terry Ballard next? He has a season record of 31-25 with 4 matches played. Away record 2-12. Home record 29-13. Season average 104.9. Away average 89.8. Home average 110. There's Terry, who drops a few down, 2 to be exact. And he'll leave a Caleri. And he'll make a 6 box out of it. That'll be 15 after 2 for Mr. Terry Ballard. Terry Ballard is also a division leader. 4th place in Class C North overall in the wildcard standings, but division leader automatically puts you in the playoffs if you can make it to the end of the season in that position. In Terry's past 4 matches, he's taken 14 points, followed by 12, then 3, then 2 points. But still up at the top in his division of Class C North Division 2. And here's Terry. Off to the right, dropping 4. 6-pack left side. He'll connect with the head pin and he'll leave 3 more. That's the 2, the 4, and the 5. Shot on the 2-4-5 results in an 8 box for 23 after 3 for Mr. Terry Ballard. In Terry's past 4 matches, he's totaled 19-29 total pinfall. He'll putt down 7 from the left side off the missing the head pin, leaving the 1, the 3, and the 10. And the shot on the 1-3-10, he'll connect with the 10 and leave the 1 and the 3. And he'll make that an 8 box for his troubles. That's 31 after 4 for Mr. Terry Ballard. At home, Terry Ballard is 29-13. Away, he's 2-12. 104.9 season average overall. And at home, it's considerably higher than his away average, 110 versus 89.8. Here's Terry with a 5-drop. 4 horsemen in the 10. And a sleeper, excuse me. So it was actually a 4-drop, not a 5-drop. Now it's a 5-drop. 1, 2, 4, 8, 10. And he'll make a 7-box out of that. That'll be 38 after 5 for Terry Ballard. So an early lead for Megan Harlow of 18 plus a bonus. Tail of 2 halves right here. Megan Harlow 56 after 5 with 2 spares and 1 in the wings. Terry Ballard with 38 after 5. Welcome back. Here's Megan Harlow working on a spare. And here is the pitch from Megan Harlow. The fill ball on the head pin again. It will be a mix down of 7 and a fill of 7. These by my count, that's the 7, the 8, and the 4. Megan Harlow on the 7-8-4, and she'll curl around the 8. No second mark in a row. So this will be for a 10-box with a 9-box guarantee for Megan Harlow. That will be a 9 for Megan Harlow. That's 76 after 2. Megan has 4 matches clocking in greater than or equal to 500 in grand total pinfall this season. All 4 of her matches, I'll have you know, 100%. 2027 pinfall, total pinfall in the past 4 matches. It's a 7-drop for Megan on the head pin once again. That's a 4-5-3. Or excuse me, 3-5-6. What am I saying? She'll miss. She'll leave 1 on the deck. Just the 5. Looks like we're just waiting on another just mechanical phenomenon that happens in Candlepin bowling. It's a very analog sport, very kind of you know, methodical, that kind of thing. I don't know what I'm saying. Let's talk about the ACST match format for those who are not clued in on this format, or if you've been watching Worlds all week and you just need a refresher. It is 5 strings in the ACST match format. You bowl 5 boxes at a time as opposed to 2 in Worlds. There's standings points, 14 points on offer each match, and that can be split up accordingly. In each string 1, you can take 2 points. If you tie, you take 1. For greater total pinfall, you take 4. You tie, you take 2. And there are 6 classes. Actually, I need to fix. No, I don't need to. Yes, I do need to fix that. What am I saying? There's Class A to Class E this year. And it's an 18-match season. The top 8 in each class and region make the playoffs with 4 wildcards based on points. And we are still early in the season. The matches are bowled asynchronously across the league, so some bowlers are ahead of others. So it's not quite like the NFL where we can really necessarily measure everyone's exact performance week to week. We have to wait till there are complete matches bowled across complete rounds before we can assess the stats and such. So you may see some lopsided stats in this league in the ACST, and that is totally okay. You just need to sort of like understand that it's a different kind of league where everything is not bowled exactly at the same time. So anyways, that's our little lecture about the ACST match format as the balls return from the balls return to the ball return from the expanse out back. So it's Megan Harlow next with the 5-pin on deck for lane 11, and she'll be shooting for a 10-box. She has 81 in the 7th per potential 82 in the 7th. It's always on the 3rd ball, at least. At least it's not on the 2nd ball. There's a 10-box for Megan Harlow. That's 82 in 6. Pausing for a brief score correction. by Cubica AMF. The BES operating system is good, but sometimes it does miss some pins every now and then. There's a 7 drop and a split for Megan Harlow. 5, 6, 10 down there. This is a difficult leave, 5, 6, 10, but there is wood down there. Without wood, it's hard. With wood, it can be quite easy. Megan Harlow on the 5, 6, 10. Oh, wow, and she'll play the wood oddly and just nudge down the 6. Not take much else, just the 5 and the 10 now. And Harlow fires on the 5, 10. She'll take the 5 and leave the 10. That'll be a 9 box for Megan Harlow. That's 91 after 8. We're at Academy Lanes in Haverhill, Massachusetts today. Pretty busy house. Multiple birthday parties going on around me, both to my right and my left. There's one filing in here to the left in the red room. Like to see busy houses in Candlepin bowling for sure. Megan Harlow won't take the head pin directly, but she will split off of it. She'll take an 8 drop. That's the 8 and the 10. With a lot of wood, I might add. Megan Harlow, she's got the spare. She'll play the wood and play it perfectly. For the spare in the 9th, her 3rd mark of the game. Watch this shot. Right in the wood, right in the red line of the diagonal wood, splitting the difference. And that was the perfect thing. The perfect materials in the formula for a spare for Megan Harlow. 101 and a bonus in the 9th. And she's on the head pin. And she'll take 6 off that spare fill. And what do we got down there? We got the 5, the 6, the 8, and the 10. Interesting leave. It's a 5-pin rack minus the head pin. Megan tries to connect through the void where the head pin and the 5-pin rack would have gone, but she leaves the 5, the 8, and the 10 down there. And Megan Harlow will make it a 9 box. Opening game for Megan Harlow results in a 116. 3 marks for Megan Harlow, 9 for 10 on the head pin. That is an excellent performance by Megan Harlow, I gotta say. 3 marks, 3 10 boxes, 3 spares. Oh my goodness, that's a 116. Here comes Terry Churn Butter of Alley's Assassins. And he fires, and he's on the head pin. Hits it hard. Punches 8, leaves the 4 and the 6. And he'll play the right side, and he'll get some wood action, but it won't come over to the 4. It'll leave only the 4. So no mark. It'll be for a 9 box. And he'll make it a 9 box. That's 47 after 6 for Terry Ballard. Here's Terry. Odd hit on the deck down there. I heard a weird sound. He leaves the 1, the 5, and the 9. He'll connect. He'll attempt to hit the object, but just a little bit off, and it turns in just to leave the head pin. And he'll make it a 10 box. A nice cleanup for 57 after 7. Let me see if I can fix that focus there while we have a moment. Apologies on the focus. It was focused, and then the second I hit record, it seemed to have other plans. There's a 6 drop for Ballard. 1, 7, 10, 6. Turns into a leave of the 1 and the 10. And he'll make that a 10 box. That'll be 67 after 8 for Terry Ballard. Two 10 boxes in a row for Terry. 1 for 8 on the head pin with 1 split. Terry's on the head pin again. Almost a split. Mercifully, the split pin falls. 2, 4, 7 leave now. And he'll leave all but the 7 on the spare shot. And he'll make it a 10 box, 77 and 9 now for Terry Ballard. And here's Terry on the head, well, not the head pin. Even that fooled me a little bit. He'll drop 8. That's the 1 and the 5. And he'll poke the 1, and the 1 will not shoot back to the 5. So Terry Ballard will take 4 10 boxes in a row for that matter. But bit of a rocky first game. There'll be an 87 first game for Terry Ballard. At least I think so. Taking a look at the automatic score system up there, it looks like an 86. So we'll going to be following the bowlers for all score corrections, unless it's corrected. There it is. It is now an 87. That is confirmed. So the first game goes to Megan Harlow, plus 29 over Terry Ballard's 87. Megan Harlow went 9 for 10 on the head pin with 4 splits. Terry Ballard 2 for 10 on the head pin with 1 split. And we're heading on to the second game here momentarily here on the Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour, brought to you by 3-Ball Spare Conglomerate. I'm Steve Kelly on the call. It's great to have you along. Here's Megan Harlow, the away bowler today. And that is not a head pin shot for Megan Harlow. She'll take just 1 pin out, the 10 pin out. And a few more go down, 1, 5, 3, 6, 9 for Megan. She'll make it a 7 box, a hard-fought 7 box for Megan Harlow. Megan Harlow, her longest streak of strings over 100 in total pinfall has totaled 7. Longest streak of matches greater than 500 has totaled 4 so far. And here's Megan Harlow. She'll take the head pin and split 6. 7, 4, 6, 2 by my count. If I can type. And Megan will leave the 6. So only the 6 pin on that spare leave. And Megan will take a 9 box for 16 after 2. In case you missed it, Megan Harlow threw a 116 in the first game with 3 spares. And she'll get a domino effect on the first ball. It's dropping 7. It's the 5, the 7, and the 3 by my count. And Megan Harlow wanted to play the wood to the right, but just missed off a little bit. Here on lane 12 in the red room at Academy Lanes, the most traditional candlepin bowling room in the 3-room house that is Academy. That will be a 9 box for Megan Harlow for 25 after 3. It's a 5 drop for Megan. 7, 9, 1, 3, 6. And Megan wanted to collide with the head pin, but was just a little bit to the left of it. Still the 1, 3, 6, 7, 9. There's an outside hit on the head pin, and that results in a 9 box for Megan Harlow. It'll be 34 after 3. Megan Harlow only 1 for 4 on the head pin this game with 1 split. Currently totaling 150 in grand total pinfall, a little under a game and a half into this 5-game series. And Megan's on the head pin on the pocket. That was a great ball, and she'll drop 9. Leaving the 6 pin and only the 6 pin. And there's a spare for Megan Harlow. Great way to end the half. So that will be 44 and a bonus with that spare for Megan Harlow. 2 for 5 in the head pin with 1 split. It's now Terry Ballard's turn to respond here at Academy Lanes in Haverhill, Massachusetts on the Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour on this Saturday morning, November 15th, 2025. Terry Ballard. Opening pitch is a 6-drop. 1, 2, 8, 10. And he'll just miss off to the right, into the void. And he'll take the back row and leave the head pin for a 9 box. Terry has a high single of 150 this season, and he has a 600 on the books. High series of 601. 10 strikes, 41 spares, 39 tens, 44.5 perfect box percentage, and 2,099 seasonal total pins so far. That's a 4-drop for Terry. And he'll connect with just a working ball for a working box. 5 down, 5 up so far, and it will be a 5 box for Terry. For 14 after 2. And Terry's off to the left of the head pin. Mix it, gets a good mix. 7, 1, 3, 7. Take him any way you can get him. That 1, 3, 7 shot. And connect with a 7. The 7 pin is gone. 1 and 3 down there. And he'll leave the head pin again for a 9 box for 23 after 3. Terry will poke 2. That's a half Worcester. And on the half Worcester, he'll miss the head pin again, but he'll take a mix of a few more pins. I'm watching that 8 pin. 1, 8, 10 are down there. Actually, the 8 and the 10 are wiggling, but it will be a 7 box for Terry. It'll be a 30 after 4. Terry Ballard has 2 matches totaling over 500 in total pinfall. Longest streak of strings over 100 has been 6. Longest streak of matches greater than 500 has been 2. And his current longest winning streak of 7 points or greater has been 2 so far. And there's Terry Ballard. He found the head pin there. Didn't get a whole lot to show for it. He'll split 6. That's the 7, the 10, the 5, and the 9. And he'll miss on the spare shot. Had to play the 5 pin in some way. And he'll take 2 and leave 2 for an 8 box. That's 38 after 5 for Terry Ballard. At the half, it's a difference of 6 in this game. 44 and a bonus for Megan Harlow and 38 after 5 for Terry Ballard. Much closer second game than the first. Megan Harlow threw a 116 in the first. Terry Ballard throws an 87 in the first. And here's Megan. There's a pin in the gutter that just has to be cleared. Megan just getting Terry's assistance and pausing the automatic score system for that to clear. And by pausing the automatic score system is basically disabling the ball detection, so, you know, when something like that happens, you're not credited for, you know, like a 1 box or a 1 ball or anything like that. Because the sensor down there reads the ball as it passes by, and you can disable that sensor on demand if you have to do a pin clear or anything like that. So anyways, after being iced before throwing a ball, Megan Harlow is now working on a spare. And we're still mixing down. It looks like it's going to be a 5 fill. So 1, 5, 3, 8, and 9. Cluster of pins in the center, first 4 rows. And she touches them all, but the 9 pin is just unaffected there. Wow. Incredible. Incredible how you can hit every pin and sometimes they still won't go down. But there goes the 10th pin in the rack. That's 59 after 6 for Megan Harlow with that 5 fill for 59 after 6. And there's another pin in the gutter, so we just have to repeat the pin clear action that we did in the previous box. Megan Harlow's longest winning streak so far is 4 straight matches won. Average points per away match is 10. Average points per home match, 10.7. So all within the same neighborhood for Megan Harlow. Consistent at home and when away. And there's a 7 drop, 189 for Megan Harlow. With wood all around it. And that ball drifted at the last moment away from the head pin. Took the 8 and the 9 via proxy through wood. But only the head pin's left now. This will be the 3rd ball for the 10 box. And that will be a 10 for Megan. That's 69 and 7. Megan Harlow is the number 3 Class C average at 109.1, the 4th highest Class C high series at 597. The 10th highest Class C total spares at 49, and the number 3rd highest Class C perfect box percentage at 47.5. There's Megan Harlow on the head pin right there. She'll drop 7. 7, 10, 4. A lot of wood down there. Megan Harlow fires on the wood in between the 2 sticks, and it looks like the 4 will be untouched. Wasn't quite the action I was expecting, but when you cap the wood and split them, sometimes you get unexpected results like that. Depends on the ball velocity. And there's a 10 for Megan Harlow. That's 3 10s in a row. That's a triple X throw down for 79 after 8. 3 for 8 on the head pin with 2 splits this game for Megan Harlow so far. Megan Harlow, who threw a 116 in the first game. On the pocket, drops 9, almost 9.5 basically. The 6 pin is all that's left. Megan Harlow will kick the wood to kick the pin for a spare. Hey, any way you can get him, right? Goodbye to the 6. I totally have that screen backwards. I'll have to fix that somehow. Here's Megan on the head pin. 7 go down, split 7. 7, the 6, and the 4. Megan will spin the wood, take the 6. The 4 will go down eventually, but the 7 is untouched. And that'll be a nice 10 box for Megan Harlow. That's another perfect half. 10 under her first game. That's 106 after 116 for a 2-game total of 222 for Megan Harlow. That score is confirmed now. It's now Terry Ballard's Terry Ballard's turn to respond. Terry Ballard will leave the 7, the 9, and the 6. On the head pin, splitting, dropping 7. And he'll kick with the wood to take the 6 and the 9, leave the 7. And that will be a 9 for Terry Ballard for 47 after 6. And here's Terry with a 7 drop. 1, 2, and 8. And that ball sails into the ocean. 1, 2, 8, stand tall. And once again, 54 after 7 for Terry Ballard. Terry Ballard recently faced Anthony Leonardi in round 6. I streamed that match. He took 2 points, 449 series, 16 headpin shots, 9 splits that match. Terry will drop, I believe, 3 down there. And he'll leave the 5 and the 9 after that 3 drop at the beginning. And he'll make that a 9 box for 63 and 8. Terry Ballard threw a 90 in 84, 98, and 86, and a 91 against Anthony Leonardi. 1 strike, 6 spares, 10 tens. It was a rivalry match between the 2 of those bowlers. They bowled together in the same Wednesday night league. So they were kind of playing it all up, and it was a great spectacle match. Terry Ballard, after a 1 drop, will turn it into a 7 drop. In the 5, the 8, and the 9. After lemon dropping on the 4 pin. And he'll make that a 7. It'll be 70 after 9 for Mr. Ballard, who has the 9th Class C average at 104.9, the number 2 Class C high single at 150, the number 2 Class C high series at 601, and the 10th highest Class C average spare, Phil, at 6.24 approximately. Here's a hip-in shot in the 7 drop, 8 drop actually. That's the 6 and the 10. And for the spare, oh, and he'll cap the wood, but it won't. It almost looked like it wasn't going to go, but it went for Terry Ballard. Excellent shot by Terry. And Terry will take a 6 on that fill. As I quickly scramble to fix something here. 86 for 173 for 2 games for Terry Ballard. Megan Harlow will take the 2nd game by 20. Consistency. As he says to me, consistency, and I don't disagree. Hey, consistency could be a very good thing in Candlepin bowling. Whether it's good or bad, it's not necessarily to be like a negative thing, because if you start bowling really well, actually watch out, because suddenly that consistency can become a great weapon for you. So we're ready to start game 3. I believe so. Yes, we are ready to start. Just if you are unfamiliar with the Cubica system coming from CompuScore, as Megan Harlow is from Boutwells and Concord, and you're not familiar with some of the interesting ways the software works, it can be an interesting experience to switch between games. I know I had the honor of using this software at Leda Lanes in Nashua, New Hampshire when they briefly switched to it last year at some point. So it is a bit of a learning curve. That's the 9 and the 10 for Megan Harlow with an 8 drop and a leave of, well, it's going to be a doozy, but there is wood down there, so that should sweep over to the right. Speaking of, hey, well, that wasn't quite how I would have played it. But it is a way to play it. Oh my God, that was a great shot. Great, 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 great shot. Let's watch this shot by Megan Harlow on the 9 and the 10. An edge of your seat shot on the cap, and thanks to the sidewall, the ball came and took the 10 and the 9, no problem. Megan Harlow's working on a spare. And Megan will punch the 1 and the 5 for a shot for a spread eagle with a talon. She'll connect with one side of the roadkill. Ends up being a 4-6-3, 8-10 leave. And for the follow-up, she'll make it a 7 drop, or a 7 box for 19 after 2.
I want you to replay all my 9s and my 10s because I suck.
And here's Megan Harlow.
The last thing I wrote in the truck.
This is an audition.
joking with Terry, telling him like, you want to be on a Worlds team. There's a spare for Megan Harlow though.
I'm done.
Anyways, let's look at that. Sorry, I missed the first ball. It was a 1-3-6-10 leave with the 4 horseman right side, but I got the spare shot replay. Megan Harlow on the 1-3-6-10, and there it goes. It's joking with Terry. He said, "You want to be on a Worlds team? Here's your audition." There's a 7 drop for Megan Harlow, splitting 7. That's the 5, the 3, and the 10. And she spares it up again. Megan Harlow just all over the targets right now. Let's take a look at this shot. Look at this. On the 3-5-10, just perfection on these spare shots by Megan Harlow. 3 spares so far this half. 46 in a bonus after 4. And, well, that's going to be a fill of 7, 8, 9, 10, 5, 6. My goodness. A fill of 4, if you can believe that's a headpin shot. And she's just a little off the object. Leaves the accordion right side, 5, 6, 9, 10. It is tenable if you can play the wood, and that is not playing the wood. That'll be a 7 box for Megan Harlow. So Megan Harlow has a 57.5 with 3 spares crammed in there, 2 fill, 7 fill, 4 fill. 4 for 5 in the head pin with 4 splits, almost a perfect half in terms of the head pin shots, but also almost a perfect half in terms of splits. But 57 after 5 ain't bad. Everything aside. It's going to be Terry Ballard coming up next. Here on the Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour. Tour, not tour. Spend a week in Canada, and sometimes you pick up a bit of an accent, and catching myself doing that every now and then, just implicitly, and I just heard myself say it. I was like, oh yeah. Brought a bit of Moncton back home with me. Fairlanes in Moncton is a very interesting house. If you haven't bowled there, I don't really know how to describe it. It's sort of like some houses here, but it's also like not. It's sort of like Putnam Street. It's a little like Lakeside. It's a little like Boutwell's, but it also isn't. It's a very interesting house to bowl out of. I know through the course of the week, I kind of developed the ball I threw there, and it went from like a very traditional, like the normal way of throwing my ball to just something I just wasn't totally used to at all. And, oh, we're going to replay that one for you, Terry. Terry got a spare on a single. Don't worry, I did see that. Let's watch this again. He played the wood. Oh, my gosh. Oh, I'm sure you heard that comment. I won't repeat it. Terry Ballard will drop 6 and split 6. Yeah, maybe more than 6, actually. 8, excuse me. Late falling pins, 9 and 10. And in fact, he's trying to wave down the 9. It had a chance, but oh, and man, we had wheels on that piece of wood, but it didn't come to take the 10. So he's got 18 after 1. And he'll make that a 10 box for 28 after 2. But yeah, through the week, I know I had to sort of develop a ball that I don't throw literally anywhere else because my standard ball was just really not, it went from like mediocre to just really not doing it for me. And once I came up with a ball that worked, it was great. It just felt awkward to throw because it just didn't feel like a normal throw at Moncton. But I really kind of dialed it in like maybe midway through day 2 and day 3. That really helped. Now the problem is coming back to, you know, the lanes here, here in New England, and trying to readjust back to the original ball, because as I found out when throwing on Thursday night, my Moncton ball doesn't really work here. So it's like unlearning what you learned and then unlearning what you newly learned back to the old system. And yeah, it's probably going to take some adjustment to let things settle again for myself in particular. I don't know about the rest of y'all that went the Worlds, but that was my experience. 1-5, 6-10 for Terry Ballard on the first ball here. And for the spare shot, the 5-pin will go. After a delayed response, that is a spare for Terry Ballard. Let's watch this again. Actually, back it up a little bit. Watch this. 1-5, 3-10. 1-5, 6-10, excuse me. Spin around the 5. And it went. And here's the follow-up already. Wasting no time. It's a 5 fill. 51 after 4 after the dust has settled. Terry Ballard picking up his throw a little bit more, and that seems to be working for him because there's another spare by Terry Ballard. He's coming alive. 3 marks this half, and suddenly we got ourselves a game. Watch this shot by Terry Ballard again. He just pile drove those pins. Your update is 61 and a bonus after 5 for Terry Ballard, and then 57 after 5 for Megan Harlow. Both bowlers 3 marks. And Terry Ballard just a little bit higher in terms of the base box and the fills to propel him to 61 to Megan Harlow's 57 after 5. When we come back, it'll be Megan Harlow taking the lanes once again here on lane 11. In the lane 11 and 12 pair in the Red Room at Academy Lanes in Haverhill, Massachusetts. Welcome back. Here's Megan Harlow. Poking on the head pin, dropping 4, spread eagle. She had a spread eagle shot in the first ball. Can't seem to type pin numbers right now. And for the 10 box, Megan Harlow will take an 8. 65 after 6. Here's Megan Harlow, light hit on the 1-2, but it was enough to drop 9. She left the 5 down there. Just the center pin, king pin. Piece of wood in front of it. Might be challenging, might not be, but it starts with hitting it. Megan Harlow wanted to try to see if she could work around it, but went a little off to the left. Second try results in a 10 box for Megan Harlow. It's 75 after 7. Here's Megan Harlow. 1-2 pocket again. Splits 8, 5, 10. And Megan Harlow will punch the 5 straight through and leave the 10. And she'll take a 10 box, 2 in a row, 85 in 8 for Megan Harlow.
I'll fix it for you. Oh, thanks, Josh. The owner,
Megan Harlow, in her past four matches, has had 8 strikes, 49 spares, and 38 tens. Mr. DeBurrow down there, taking care of business on the automatic score system correction there. Dropping 7 on the first ball. Megan Harlow leaves the 3, the 9, and the 10. The sleeper is the difficult shot here, but a sidewall could help you. See? The sidewall, yep. Like, see, what did I tell you? The sidewall fixes everything. That's a spare for Megan Harlow, and a great one at that. 10 pin kicked over to the 9, and that was how that went. 95 and a bonus for Megan Harlow now. She's not in the head pin. Got a stampede of kids about to come through here. It's a 5 drop and a 5 fill. 1, 7, 10, 8, 6. Megan Harlow's on the head pin. She'll connect with, well, a few of them. She'll leave the 6 and the 7. The 6-7. Might be. Unless I missed one. I think it's the first one of those we've seen so far this match. And Megan Harlow will make it a 9. That'll be a 109 for Megan Harlow, for a 3-game total of 331 with a 116, a 106, and a 109 for Megan Harlow, who's thrown no strikes and 9 spares, 10 boxes for a staggering 63% perfect box percentage, and 22 for 30 on the head pin with 14 splits, averaging 110 so far, Megan Harlow is. And here's Terry Ballard, working on a spare. Oh, and he'll take 1, yikes. So the first ball was a bit of a misfire. Second ball, a little closer to on target. Leaves the 1 and the 6. 8, 9, or 10 for Terry. And he'll leave the head pin for a 9 for 71 after 6. As we're doing possibly a score correction. Here's Terry Ballard's stats in case you missed them. And he's 31-25. He is a division leader. 29-13 at home. 104.9 season average. And he's on the head pin there. Drops 8, drops 9 actually. 6 is left on the deck. And Terry will take a quick single of a spare. Nice and easy there. Watch this shot by Terry Ballard. Plays the wood, kicks over, no problem. That's a spare. He's churning 4 buttery marks in this game. Seeing if he can get to 109 or better. And he's on a 1-3 pocket. That was a great big fill of a ball. Drops 9, leaves the 10. He's a little bit off. Still a great fill though. And he'll take a 10. That's 100 in 8 for Mr. Ballard. Terry Ballard is division leader of Class C North Division 2, 4th place overall in Class C North. Head pin shot again, but a little bit full, drops 6. poke one more out. It was the 4-6-3-7 on the first ball. Becomes an 8 drop and an 8 box for 108 and 9 for Mr. Ballard. He'll get a splash off the left and drop 4. There's a sleeper down there. It was a little hard to see at first. But he spares it up, cleans that mess right up in short order. Terry Ballard wants to make a name for himself for a Worlds team, and he's saying, hey, here's a clinic of shots for you. Great showing right there. He's at 118 in the bonus in the 10th. 5 marks. Decent fills, aside from that 1. Happens to everybody. And he's on the head pin, and he'll load that up with a big 9. And Terry Ballard salvaging that game. And say it with me now, it's a 127 for Mr. Terry Ballard to Megan Harlow's 109. Just great bowling overall by both bowlers. Terry Ballard coming back strong with these marks in the fills in particular. For a 303 game total, Megan Harlow 331 3-game total. It's a difference of 31 in the total, and Terry Ballard takes the 3rd game by 18. And we have a re-energized butter churner in the house for Terry Ballard. Now that he's found his ball, found his game, found his throw. We're ready to move on to the 4th game here. In this 5-game series, 3 games down, 2 games left. It's going to be Megan Harlow coming up next. Here in the Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour, the Saturday afternoon match at Academy Lanes in Haverhill, Massachusetts. Steve Kelly on the call, Megan Harlow at Terry Ballard, Class C North. Here's Megan. 1-2 pocket. Corrals 8 pins down, leaves the 5 and the 7. She'll play the wood, it'll spin back. That's about it. Megan Harlow grabs a stick. It'll be a 9 box, 9 after 1. Megan Harlow, her longest streak in matches greater than 550 has been 2 so far this season, and a streak of 4 for a streak of matches greater than or equal to 500. She'll drop 6 here. 1, 3, 6, 8. Just a little off the target and leaves the target. And she'll make that a 9 box. 2 9 boxes in a row for Megan Harlow. That's 18 after 2. Megan Harlow recently faced off against Mr. Craig Powers. It was a home game at Boutwells in round 5. He took 12 points with a 114, 125, 104, 124, and 92. Megan Harlow did, excuse me. That's a 559 series. 3 strikes, 13 spares, 8 tens for Megan Harlow, 29 head pin shots, and 18 splits that match. 29 out of 50. And Megan Harlow has put on a great showing of head pin shots this game in particular. That's a leave of the 5-10. Megan fires on the 5-10 and plays the wood, but a little bit too directly on it. Shoots it back, 5-10 are unharmed. And she'll make it a 9 box, another 9 box for 27 after 3. Megan Harlow is number 4 in Class C for the fewest average pins left at 49. Here's Megan. Drops 7. Leaves the 1, the 3, and the 7 this time. She wanted to play the wood, but just went off a little bit to the right. I kind of understand the idea, but ball just tailed off a little bit too much. There's the ball. Megan Harlow will take a 10 box on the third ball. Missed the second, get the third situation. That will put her at 37 after 4. And Megan will drop what appears to be 3. She's on the pocket. Oh, and it almost looked like a great spare shot. 10 pin kind of slanted to the left. And I thought it was going to fall forward, but didn't quite do that. 6-10 for Megan Harlow. And it's going to be an 8 box, I believe, for 45 after 5. It's going into key in the foul. It should be 45 after 5, I believe, when the dust settles. So it should be 2 for 5 on the head pin for Megan Harlow with 2 splits. 376 so far in the total, 3.5 games in. Megan Harlow, who starts today with a season record of 42 and 14. Terry Ballard, 31 and 25. Terry Ballard will drop 6. 1-7-4-9. Not in the head pin, but it didn't matter. He spared that up real good. Made short work of that. In fact, let's take a look at this shot again. So I think even I missed it, but the replay doesn't miss it. The replay doesn't miss it. Look at that. Nice shot direct on the head pin, kick back the wood. He's not in the head pin, but he'll mix down 7, 1, 2 in the 4. And he wanted to spare that up, and he was just a little bit off to the left of the pocket. 17 and a bonus after 1. And he'll take a 9 in the second for 26 after 2. And that's a 1-3 pocket shot for Terry Ballard, at least the 2 and the 5. And for the spare, oh, a bit of a heartbreaker there. Ball and wood kind of fly around, but nothing doing there. For a 9 or a 10, he'll make it a 9. That's 35 after 3 for Mr. Ballard. He goes to clear that wood. They'll just have to do some cleanup on the score system after the fact. If you're interested in bowling at Academy Lanes, it's down here in Haverhill, Massachusetts. Largest Candlepin bowling house in the world. There's a head pin shot, and yikes, that's a... Okay, it's a little better than it ended up looking. That was a weird head pin shot by Terry Ballard. Deserved way better than what showed up down there. 5-7-8, 5, whatever that is. It's a spare. 5-7-8 drop turns into a spare for Terry Ballard. Watch this go. The 5-7-8 capped the wood. The 7 pin was the one that was the question mark, but it did go. And he'll take a 1 on that fill. Hitting that 7 pin real good. And on the head pin there, That's one of those you wish the second ball was the first for sure. Leaves the 6-10. This will be for the 5th frame. He'll take a 9. Or a 55.5 for Terry Ballard. 55-5, 2 spares for Terry Ballard. The one fill dampened it a little bit, but 2 for 5 in the head pin with 1 split. Megan Harlow 2 for 5 on the head pin with 2 splits, respectively. 45 for Megan Harlow, 55 for Terry Ballard. Terry Churn Butter. It's a difference of 21 in the total. Megan Harlow holds on to it currently, 376 to Terry Ballard's 355. And in the game, Terry is at 55, up by 10. When we come back, it's going to be Megan Harlow returning to the lanes at Academy Lanes in Haverhill, Massachusetts. The Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour. Steve Kelly on the call, here to call this great match. Midway through the 4th game here in Haverhill, Massachusetts, in case I haven't said that enough. Here's Megan Harlow. And she'll poke out 2 for a half Worcester. And she'll sail into the void. She'll connect with the outside of the head pin for the 3rd ball, and it will become a 6 box. That'll be 51 after 6 for Megan Harlow. Here's Megan Harlow. Oh, nice head pin shot. And she'll leave the 10. And Megan Harlow will clean that up for a spare. 61 and a bonus after 7 for Megan Harlow. And there's a 4 drop and a 4 fill for Megan Harlow. 65 and a bonus after 7. And that was a nice clean out and a great out by Megan Harlow, leaving the 6 and the 9 for an 8 box for 73 after 8. And here's Megan. Half Worcester plus friends. It's a 5 drop. So 1, 3, 6, 4, and 9. Just a little off target to the left. Would kick some pins around. Just the 1, 3, 4 now. She'll make it an 8 box, leaving the 1 and the 3. 81 after 9. And a thin hit on the head pin, but a great one. 7 drop, 3, 6, 10 for Megan Harlow. that's a sail through the center on the wood, played it on the left of the center. Collides with no standing pins. And then for the recovery ball, it's a 10 from Megan Harlow. And I believe that's going to be a 91, and that is a 91. For a 4-game total of 422 for Megan Harlow. Terry Ballard currently sits at 55 after 5. He's here for the final drive of the 4th game here on the ACST when we return shortly here. Terry Ballard versus Megan Harlow. Terry Ballard, the home bowler. Megan Harlow, the visiting bowler from Boutwell's Bowling Center in Concord, New Hampshire. And he'll go off to the right, but he'll mix down 8. It's the 1 and the 9. And still the 1 and the 9 after 2 balls. And he'll make that a 9 box for 64 after 6. Here's Terry. 1-2 pocket, strong hit. Split a 7, 5, 6, 10. And that's a nice spare, and that's a much harder looking spare than it looks. And we'll double click on this spare again. Watch this. The way he played the wood, the right side, kicking that 5 pin was going to be the challenge. The 6 and the 10 went no problem, but that was the difficult one. Terry Ballard's got it, no problem. Ooh, yikes. That's a 5 drop, and a 5 fill. A pile of 5 on the left side, head pin shot. And he'll try to spare that up, and he'll leave 1 pin on the deck after all the dust settles down there. And he'll make that a 10 box for 89. 89 as of the 8th frame. Compare that to Megan Harlow's 73 after 8. If Terry can win this game, it'll be a close match in terms of point differentials. Megan Harlow taking an early 4, then Terry taking the 3rd one. If he can take this game, he'll have another 2, and it'll be 4 versus 4. 7 drop. 1, 2, 10. Just a little bit off. And he'll make it an 8 box for 97 and 9. Tears off to the left, but drops 5 as the 4 horsemen and a sleeper. And that sleeper pin, thinking about it, but it won't go. 4 horsemen went no problem, but the sleeper did not. And he'll miss off to the left. He'll take a 9, and he'll take a 106, and he will take game number 4. So we have a match now. It is 4 points versus 4 points exactly as of the end of the 4th. Terry Ballard, 106 game. Megan Harlow throws a 91. Both bowlers have scored 2 points apiece so far, so they are deadlocked going into the 5th. That means the 5th game is big. It is worth 2 points for the game, as well as 4 points for grand total pinfall. The grand total pinfall is a difference of 16 in Megan Harlow's favor. That's a spare and a 6 fill for 4 points. Other than that, it's a mostly even match. Terry took the 4th game by 15, 106 to Megan Harlow's 91. Preparing to set up for the 5th and final game here in this exciting match. on the ACST. Megan Harlow dropped 8 and split 8. Using the 3 and the 10 on the first ball. Second ball collides with the 10 and leaves the 3. Sorry for the delay there. Just had to catch up on some scoring duties. Megan Harlow will take a 9. Megan Harlow has 4 pinfall wins this season, averaging 7.25 splits per match on average. And head pins on average, Megan Harlow is really all over the head pin more than half the time, 30.25 for 50. Currently at a count of 4 for her longest streak of matches with more than 10 points. Megan Harlow will take 7 out. 3-6-10. And she'll take a spare off of that. Megan Harlow with a methodical spare there. 3-6-10, and there it goes. Nice pocket shot. Light enough to take it all out, and everything else just worked out. And here is Megan Harlow with a 5 drop and a 5 fill. One, 3, 6, 10, 7. And what a nice spare there by Megan Harlow. Oh my goodness. On the outside of the head pin. That's how it's done. I was talking with a teammate at Lakeside about inside shots versus outside shots on the pocket. And he was trying to argue to me, he was saying, you know, why are all these bowlers like throwing these really risky balls on the outside, and they're going to miss and they're not going to get pins. And I said to him back, I said, bowlers with higher averages, particularly those in Friday Night Pro League, etc., or Class A in the ACST, they know where to hit their targets. So they will hit on the outside because it is a greater chance of taking everything out in that way. When you're kind of going on the inside of the pocket, you're sort of almost surrendering the higher chance of a mark. And that is the difference there. It is understandable, though, if you're playing in a team setting and you only need X amount of pins and you want to, kick a field goal versus a touchdown because that's an easier scoring drive. I understand that. And that may be situationally something you may want to go for, especially if it's like a 10 box or something. And it's like for points and team pinfall, but in most other cases, the outside shot is actually the correct shot, as risky as it might be. It's high risk, but it's high reward as well. Just thought that was an interesting discussion I had on Thursday night at Lakeside. Here's Megan Harlow with a 7 drop. That's the 3-5-6. Oh, and oh my goodness, and he leaves the 6 pin. I mean, sorry, I'm looking at one person. Sorry, Megan Harlow leaves the 6 pin. Got distracted. There's a couple things going on around me right now at the moment. Megan Harlow with a 10 box, and that's 59 after 5. Check that out. 2 marks, 59 after 5 for Megan Harlow. 2 marks in a row. 2 spares and a 10. 3 for 5 in the head pin, 1 split. Megan Harlow showing us how it's done. 481, 4.5 game total. Her final first half of this match so far. When we come back, it's going to be Terry Ballard coming back to start the 5th and final game, the first 5 boxes of the 5th and final game. Here's Terry Ballard now. Terry drops 6 to start out. 1, 2, 4, 7. And on the 4 horsemen, he'll take the back row and leave the front, back 2 and leave the front 2. And that's a nice 10 box for Mr. Ballard. 10 after 1. Folks, if you think Candlepin bowling is fun, this is your first time watching it, wondering where can I go bowling, and you're in New England, I got a website for you, candlepin.org. Click that and go bowling. To find your nearest bowling center, you might be nearby Academy Lanes even, largest Candlepin bowling house in the world. Do check it out to see if you can get addicted to Candlepin bowling just as much as the rest of us are. And Terry Ballard will leave all but the head pin. 9 drops so far. Missed the 4 horsemen twice in the past 2 boxes. And he'll take a 10. 20 after 2. And a comment about earlier, yes, I do agree with that. Yeah, when you're playing the outside, you're driving the wood all to one side. When you split pins, they're less predictable. Yeah, I do agree with that sentiment, yes. Yeah, I was just trying to explain that to someone at Lakeside the other day. I was like, I understand both approaches, but I know even as a bowler, I'm slowly getting more comfortable with hitting on the outside on the split shots, because I have seen, especially in Worlds, I do see that ball more often. And missing the spare, Terry Ballard goes for the 10 box with the wood deflects the ball. That's 29 after 3. And Terry Ballard, there's a strike. There's what he's looking for. We finally got one. Candlepin is a game of spares. We wait a while for a strike, but sometimes you can be surprised when they go. Watch this. It was a quick one too. 1-3 pocket, and it was a fast strike. I give it a solid 8 out of 10 on the strike scale. Man, there were some whoppers of strikes at Fairlanes. I think I remember one specific one from A+ Accounting. It was just an absolute evaporation. And then there was several I saw from Keith Beaupre of Central Park Lanes in their playoff match, and those were incredibly fast strikes. Just insane rack rippers. I don't even know if they're just rack rippers, just rack evaporations. But that's a 9 fill for Terry Ballard on the strike, 48 after 4. And then he'll make that a 5 for 57 after 5, and the half is over. Halftime of the 5th game, 57 after 5 for Terry Ballard, 59 after 5 for Megan Harlow. It's a difference of 18 in the total pinfall. We went from 16 to 18, so still a very thin margin. A spare and an 8 box effectively will tie it if they made it all the way to the end like this. Megan Harlow up in the game by 2, though, 59 to Terry Ballard's 57. Very close match overall. And they both have 4 points apiece up to this point. And Megan Harlow getting ready to take lane 11 for our final 5 boxes of this match. Megan Harlow. She'll take, almost a split, but a pinfall's late in salvation there, 4-7 for Megan Harlow. And Megan Harlow will spare that up. A nice one. If I can press the right buttons for the spare, I think I got it. Yeah, look at that. Nice. Excellent shot by Megan Harlow. Megan working on a spare on the 1-3-ish pocket. She'll mow 7 down and split 7. It's the 5-6-10 with wood. 76 after 6. And that's a wonderful spare. We've seen a couple of these made today. It's funny, I'm telling you that that shot is much harder than it looks, and then we see these being made like as if they're nothing in this match. Watch Megan Harlow make this shot. On the red line of the wood, all over it. The 5-pin, again, is the hard one to take out if you want to get all three. And Megan will take 3 out and fill with 3. One, 7, 10, 3, 4, 6, 9. Into the void. And into the void again. Yikes, that will be a 3-box for Megan Harlow. 92 after 8. Another mark or two to put up the wall of defense against Terry Ballard, closing in. Very close match, 5 boxes into the 5th and final game. Here's Megan Harlow on the head pin again. Megan Harlow, very, very reliable on the head pin, I gotta say. Not only in this match, but in historic matches as well. 6 drop, 7, 10, 5, 6. And it's a 5, 7, 10. It's 5, 7, 10 leave now. For a 10 box, 7 box guarantee. Piece of wood to the left of the 5, in front of the 7, and in front of the 5. The 7 goes, that will be an 8 box. That will be a 109 for Megan Harlow. Megan Harlow with 14 spares this match. Terry Ballard, 1 strike, 9 spares. Megan Harlow once again on the head pin. Her first ball, I wish I had the head pin accuracy Megan Harlow has. I swear to God, like, I don't know if my head pin accuracy is this great in bowling. 4, 6, 9, 10 for Megan Harlow. Got to split that wood in some way, and she tries to. It was the right idea. She leaves the 6 and the 9. For the 10 box, she's got it. That's a 110 for Megan Harlow. Great series overall. 532 for Megan Harlow. So the benchmark for Terry Ballard to take this game is 69. To take the total pinfall is 69 and 53 to take this game. And that's a tie, plus 1 it for, you know, everything. So Megan Harlow putting up a great wall of defense against Terry Ballard. Let's see if Terry Ballard can meet the moment here on the ACST. Final 5 boxes of this match today. And here he comes. He'll split 6. 7, 9, 10, and 3. Nothing doing on the second ball. He'll play the object and punch through and leave the 7 and the 10. That's an 8 box for Mr. Terry. Churn Butter. I'm using his nickname and his actual name interchangeably, just for funsies, you know. If there is a preferred name, do let me know. And Terry will drop 5. It's a Caleri, right side. 1, 3, 6, 10, 8. And the Caleri shot results in 2 down and 3 standing. It's the 1, the 8, and the 10 now. And I'll leave that 1, the 8, and the 10 for a 7 box for 72 after 7 for Terry Ballard. Hope you enjoyed this match today from Academy Lanes in Haverhill, Massachusetts, part of the Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour. Follow all the action on the Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour page on Facebook. If you want to follow my content, you can see me on 3 Ball Spare on YouTube and Facebook, and a variety of other platforms. Just opened up a subreddit recently. And Terry Ballard with a 5-drop. It turns into a 9-drop, leaving the head pin. I'd like to thank our ACST League Commissioner Danny Finn, our statistician Micah Imperato, Class C Treasurer Anthony Karen, the staff at Academy Lanes, the DeBurrow family, for Steve Abadili, who contributes some video content. Link to his stuff is in the description, as well as some other things as well. Check out the description for that. I'd like to thank viewers like you for watching as always. Hope this was a pleasant viewing experience for you. Do check out the Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour page on Facebook for all the action this season, and 3 Ball Spare on YouTube. And there's a 1-drop for Terry Ballard. And if you missed any of the World's coverage this year, I covered every day from the perspective of the mass holes. Just followed around our team. You know, I was bowling on the team, obviously, but my camera followed us all week. Also covered the ICC Singles Knockout, if you want to see the qualifiers and the finals for those as well. Tried to kind of capture not only just like the matches themselves, but sort of the atmosphere of Fair Lanes in Moncton up there, considering you know, not everyone gets to go up there, and we only go up there, you know, every so often, so it's kind of like a really special, momentous occasion. So hope you enjoy that coverage, or if you want to just have like 40 hours of bowling in the background while you're doing work or whatever, check out my channel, 3 Ball Spare, for all of that. I want to say like the first day of the week was a little bit odd in terms of the Wi-Fi, but thanks to Micah, we got that figured out on days 2 and beyond. And anyways, that should be a 100 for Terry Ballard, and that is what I see up there. So that's a 506 5-game series for Terry Ballard. It looks like it's going to be Megan Harlow's match for the most part. So that was a great match to watch. So Megan Harlow will walk out of here with 10 points. Terry Ballard will take 4. Megan Harlow will move to 52 and 18. Terry Ballard will go to 35 and 35 even for the season. Kind of rhymes a little bit. Only 1 strike by Terry Ballard, 14 spares for Megan Harlow, 56% perfect box percentage for Megan Harlow, a staggering 66% head pin completion percentage for Megan Harlow. Terry Ballard, 38% on the head pin. And then we'll give you some graphs too. You could feel free to pause the video if you want to see any more details or the nitty-gritties on all of this in terms of all the granular stats. And I'll be posting screenshots of this to our Bowlers Only Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour page as well, in case anyone wants to review them as well. Anyways, folks, I think that should just about do it. There's Terry again. That should just about do it for us here at the Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour. I want to thank you for watching. Again, check me out, 3 Ball Spare on YouTube if you're interested, as well as the Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour page on Facebook. Anyways, I've been Steve Kelly for Megan Harlow and Terry Ballard. It's been great broadcasting this to you, and we'll see you next time. Have a great one, everybody.